Yo, it's me. Today I'm going to talk about my experience after passing the CFA exams and ACCA exams, both, and tips, tricks, things that kept me motivated, hard parts, easy parts, the whole thing. So let's start off with my journey, a summary. I passed O levels with a science background, and during my A levels, science backgrounds, I took biology, chemistry, physics, and accounting, maths, English. And in my A levels, I took a pure commerce approach where I took accounting, business, mathematics, and applied information technology, which is basically a subject that looks at like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Access, and different kind of office tools, right? So it's just a subject that talks about communication technology. So fast forward, after I'm done with my A levels, I'm sitting here thinking about universities, and I saw that most of the universities are pretty expensive and out of my budget. So either you have to get a scholarship, or you have to like study domestically or something like that. And I thought to myself that scholarship sometimes is not realistic. Okay, it does not mean that you're not talented or you're not smart enough. It's just that it could be a culmination of like how much effort you put in over the years and whether it works out or not, right? So there are a lot of factors that goes in whether you can get a scholarship or not. Do you have the atmosphere to study for that scholarship? And I factored in all that, and I realized that scholarship may not be the right option for me. So at the end of the day, I decided that I'm gonna select, like, I loved accounting. I want to study something with accounting, and I thought that financial world is where I want to be because I always wanted to be a hedge fund manager in the long term. So I started off by asking one of my seniors who was studying ACCA, and I asked her that what's the advantages, disadvantages, and she sent me a very long message. She's one of my, inspirations, so I'll tell her that thank you for that. So she sent me a very positive message. She told me that if you can after your A levels you can start off ACCA. It's minimal cost and relatively minimal, and it's a chartered accounting qualification, so it's pretty up there, right? It's chartered accountant. So I decided that yeah, I wanted to be a chartered accountant. It's a respectable profession. It's like it's very in demand, very few, demand and supply, and I went for it. So during that time, I also did my research about hardest financial exams in the world, and I saw that CFA came up, and I was very intrigued. This is picture me. I was like 19 years old, and I was like really fascinated about like a 6 hour exam, right? So when I read that it's 4 to 6 hours, like I was like, wow, what could they ask for like 6 hours? Like I'm already like very destroyed when I'm giving a 3 hours business exam in my A2s. So I picked. So I always had a target that yeah, I wanted to study CFA. So during my ACCA, now you have to imagine this. I just got out of A levels, so your A levels you're studying very intensely because everyone's telling you that it's really hard, which it is. So right out of A levels, I got into ACCA, and if you know something, that the younger you are, the more hungry you are, right? The hungrier you are, the more focus you have, like because like you're single, maybe you don't have your own family yet, you don't have that many commitments to work, provide for your family because you're still 19, 20, right? That pressure is still not on you. So I took advantage of that and I studied deeply, and I'm grateful that I passed my ACA within like 2 years. And there's a technique to that. I'll try to come about that. And after that, I realized that okay, the Oxford Brookes program, because a lot of people will ask you, did you graduate from university? Do you have a university degree? And the best part about ACCA is that they do let you get a graduation degree by like submitting a thesis and getting that. So I got that Oxford Brookes first class degree in applied accounting, and then I thought about giving the CFA exams, which I noticed that like the CFA is such a hurdle that it will set you apart from everyone else. That's how I perceive it. I've seen like I've met chartered accountants, and when they hear the fact that it's a CFA, they're like, wow, they're stunned because it's an extremely difficult exam. I think that like I started my CFA journey around like say 2018, 2019ish, and it took me around, like, there was COVID in between. I also had like a year where I couldn't give exams because I had dengue fever right before my exam, so I couldn't sit out. And yeah, like over the years, I remember like every time I would go out to enjoy meals or anything like that, there was a thing in the back of my mind that, okay, you have exams, you need to get ready, you need to study, like, are you done with your syllabus and all that. But I would say that it's not that hard, but it's hard. It can be hard if you're studying in the wrong way. If you're studying in the right way, it's going to be pretty easy. So you need to know exactly what to study and practice it over and over again until you're like very familiar. Now, I don't know whether it's the fact that like finding it easy because I dedicated thousands of hours to it, or whether the fact that it's actually easy. I feel it's like the latter because I just dedicated a lot of my time. But now that I have ACCA and CFA, I would say that ACCA is more about accountancy, financial reporting. It has audit insurance, and like tax, which is not there in the CFA syllabus, which I haven't come across, like audit insurance, then all that. So ACCA is beautiful in its own way, and the concepts that I learned with ACCA, I've applied that in my real life work. So my writing style, my report, like the way I write my reports, everything is like it's infused with the way the ACCA examiners wanted me to answer their question paper. So I took that and I carried it on. Now that I'm done with CFA, I know what CFA also wants. CFA is all about, like, there are multiple lenses when you think about investing, right? First, you have to think about um, the individual, the institution that's trying to invest, what's their objective. Then you have to consider your environment, your macro environment. Then you have to consider your options available. What are the advantages, disadvantages? What are the assets? What are your liabilities? What are your, like, what's going on with the economy, like interest rates, okay? So all these interact, and there's so many kind of tools and formulas for you to like take a like gauge every single aspect, that you put them together and you can finally kind of come up with a sort of an answer, okay? So it might not be the right answer, but it's a justified answer. So that's what they give you. So now that I'm done, I am planning on, I work in a good corporation right now, and like, now that you're done, you're open to expanding your horizons, right? So this is the most exciting part of my journey, because before I was like dedicated to studying. Now that I'm completely done with both exams, now I'm focused on like, where can I take the things that I learned, apply them, grow them more, and then go to the next level. So stay tuned. I'll try, like, as soon as I discover more ideas. If you have any ideas, please leave them as comments. And if I come across something new as well, I'll try to share it with you. So thank you. Stay tuned and see you in another video.